from the mind of one of the most accomplished professional tournament bass anglers. Whether it's from the front deck of his bass boat or high up in a tree stand, Clark Wendlandt loves the Texas outdoors and wants to share it all with you.
You know, it's going to be an incredible adventure, and I look forward to bringing the viewer what this awesome state has to offer, from great fishing to great hunting to a bunch of excitement. It ought to be really awesome. Hey, thanks for joining us today on Fishing and Hunting Texas. We got a great show planned. I've thought about this show so many times. I'm always fishing during the spring, and I never really have the opportunity to go hunting. I've carved out some days to go turkey hunting. I got my great friend Will Cooper, who hopefully is gonna call me in a bird. I mean, we've gotten one gobble so far. We just started. What do you think?
You know, we've got a lot of land to cover with lots of birds. We're gonna be having a lot of fun going after these birds, and we'll get you one.
Hopefully so. We're gonna find one hot and heavy. I've thought about this show many times. My idea for it is that I'm the host, Will calls me in a bird. I mean, that's the way it always works. But what I really want to do is learn how to call. And Will, he knows all the different calls. He knows when to do it, when not to, how much trial and error is involved. And so it's gonna be a fun to see if we can get it done. But we got a couple days to do it.
Oh, yeah.
It ought to work. This is Fishing and Hunting Texas.
Well, first things first, with any good hunting practice, sighting in your shotgun is paramount.
Now that is a dead bird. Let's go up there and look at that.
Bird is toast.
So that's a pretty long shot, 3-inch shell right there, 50 yards. Now, I aimed actually right there at the center spot. The neck, it'd be, 7, 8, 10 pellets right in his neck. So I'll say that's good enough. Let's go hunting.
Hey, Clark, did you hear that one sound? I heard it, but I was looking this way. It sounded off that way, but he was a good ways away, wasn't he? Yeah, he's probably about a good 300 yards off that way. Let's see if we can get him to call back.
So why a box call here? Why not what's your thinking on the box call?
Well, my thinking with the box call is right now we're just trying to locate birds, and we've got a pretty good breeze today, so it's kind of one of those situations where you can use a slate call. You may not get quite loud enough with it. You can use a mouth call, but I prefer to use a box call whenever you got situations like that when you're just trying to find that bird. You just want to get him to gobble so you can set up on him.
And so the box call is the call that's actually the loudest call. When you use it, you're putting the most volume out there, trying to get in range of as many birds as you can.
Right. It's kind of one of those all-around calls. You can use it when you're trying to locate that bird, when they come in, and it gets sound out better than most calls do.
Day one, we get out there and we've got a big pasture to hunt, 3,000 to 4,000 acres, and it's afternoon. We get out there, we try 4 or 5 locations. It's not overly hot that day, but it's about 75, but it's cloudy. It doesn't seem like that it's that oppressive heat-wise, and so, it seemed like they'd be gobbling. We just really didn't have a whole lot of activity.
Trial and error, right?
You can say that was trial and error, but I call that error. One particular area we went in, we actually scared a hen there, and we just decided, okay, well, we're gonna probably set up really close to here today. And then the next morning we sat up in there. When we sat up, there was a roost not that far, 200 yards from us, and all we needed were those birds to come our way. Those birds were not very vocal. They called some on the roost. When they hit the ground, they called a few times, and then they just totally were quiet. And then we worked and worked birds all day long. And when I say work birds, we didn't work a whole lot of them very close. We heard a few different gobbles. We got some to answer us. We made a lot of long walks, tried to get in, get closer to them. They were going the other way or they were with hens. What we decided is in that particular pasture, on that particular day, most of those birds were with hens.
When Fishing and Hunting Texas returns, we'll see if they can turn this hunt around. Fishing and Hunting Texas is brought to you in part by Cabela's, it's in your nature. Garmin, the power of simple. Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time.
Fish on! Come on, get together.
Hey! Good job!
Yeah, right.
The Arctic Ice Tundra Series, capable of keeping your food frozen all day long. The Tundra Series is a portable, safe, and reusable alternative ideally suited to replace dry ice. Keep your food as frozen as the Tundra with the Tundra Series from Arctic Ice.
Like what you see on Americana Outdoors? White-tailed deer, turkey, hog, and dove are just some of the great hunts you can experience at AmericanaOutdoors.com. You can view all of our recent episodes. Check it out at AmericanaOutdoors.com.
From bass and walleye to crappie in the great outdoors, you deserve more than old school aluminum. Experience the quality, performance, and fishability of a Ranger aluminum design. Coupled with Evinrude E-Tech's power, performance, and 300 hours with no dealer-scheduled maintenance, these advanced designs from Ranger are engineered to excel and priced to be yours. Experience more with Evinrude E-Tech.
Hi, I'm Cabela's Pro Staffer Wade Middleton. Aquatic invasive species are threatening our lakes and rivers. We must act now or the results could be devastating. Visit Cabela's.com to learn more about how you can help stop the spread of aquatic hitchhikers.
The Alaskan Series Cooler Packs by Arctic Ice, specifically designed to keep your food and drinks cold all day long without having to use ice and end up with a soggy lunch. The Alaskan Series by Arctic Ice, bitterly cold.
Welcome back to Fishing and Hunting Texas with host Clark Wendlandt.
So my idea of the whole hunt is that Will, who's a really good caller, calls me in a bird and then teaches me how to call so that the next time I'm out hunting, maybe I can call him in a bird, maybe I can call one in for myself. I want to learn how to call.
It's a real honor to be able to teach Clark the ways of turkey hunting, the run and gun style. I remember watching Clark as I was growing up as a child, watching him fishing on the FLW circuits, and just the fact that I'm getting to go out and help him bag a turkey with a run and gun style like how I do. It's almost kind of like a dream come true, you could almost say.
I like power fishing. I call it running and gunning. And that's basically what we did turkey hunting. Now, that's not the easiest way to make TV. The easiest way to make TV is to get back in a pop-up, get the camera totally hidden where it's dark, he can see out the windows. But hey, that's not fun. There's his friend, he's going back left now. Yeah, we had actually gone to a different ranch that morning, and I mean, that place had turkey everywhere. And the thing I love the most about hunting something that I've never hunted, or even hunting something I do know pretty well, is just trying to figure these animals out, whether it be white-tailed deer, fishing. I mean, these turkey really are similar to fish. Then we have really the encounter that I got to mess up on. And the way that I can equate that particular bird or those birds is they were coming on a dead string. Well, I look at the situation and it's so thick around us. I'm thinking, we don't have any chance for TV here. I mean, I could have sat down right there and killed the bird 5 minutes later because he was on a run, but I thought, we're not gonna get anything. I mean, we got a 20-yard opening, best case scenario. I mean, you learn from those kind of mistakes. That's the kind of mistake that you make in fishing, and you learn from it. You think about it. You know kind of what happened and where you went wrong. It's the only way you learn. So, hey, we got in here early, man, and I mean, what a difference a day makes. I mean, they were gobbling like crazy. We had one strutting. I actually could have killed it. Rusty probably could have got it on camera, but the problem was is you just couldn't see the bird very good. I could see his head. I could see his fan going back and forth. He was strutting. There was 5 or 6 of them. I mean, it was pretty awesome. You know, we didn't shoot that one, and I'm so glad we didn't shoot it because it was nothing like the one we killed. The bird we actually killed, we got into the spot. It was the last spot we were gonna try. We kind of get set up in this area. It's near a protein feeder. And don't hear a thing. And we're kind of thinking, you know, hey, it's probably not gonna work. And Will hits the box call one more time, and then he hits it again and it actually cuts him off. Yeah, come right at us. He's gonna be right. He's way right where you are. He's coming close. You got it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Finally, I mean, we have worked so hard. It's been so daggum cool because there's no way to learn how to turkey hunt unless you get out here and do it and have encounter after encounter. I mean, if it was real easy, I mean, you wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, Will, you called that dude, way to go, man. That was awesome. I mean, he was drumming, spitting, dude. You know, I didn't know what that sound was. You know, I've heard people talk about it, but I'm hearing boom, boom. And I mean, I knew what it was when I saw him doing it. I mean, hey, let's go see him. That's pretty cool. I'll treat this hunt as one of those memorable hunts that I'll really never forget. Will did a great job. He brought in the bird. Will and I, we get along great. We enjoy hunting together. It was one of those things, high-fiving, giving each other grief during the week. But man, I got to watch him in action and watch how he worked these birds and how he thought about the birds and how he decided to move and when he decided not to. I mean, that's what tournament fishing's all about. It's when to move, when not to move, when to make a decision to go, when to make a decision to stay. Turkey hunting's really the exact same thing. I say pay attention, keep your eyes open, notice the different things, notice the way they call, notice how they act, and use that to learn and get better at it. And you know, hey, the only way you can do it is really to get out there. When they're puffed up and drumming and spitting and, I mean, what could be better than that right there? Hey, this is something we're doing every year right here.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Good shot.
When Fishing and Hunting Texas returns, Clark puts his skills to the test on a solo turkey hunt.
Call me a fool for searching. Nessie doesn't want to be found. But I've got the new Garmin combo with the clearest scanning sonar images on the water. I can see Nessie's home and all the wee fish in crisp detail. I mean, look at it, look. It's her. You are real. You do exist.
Lucas Fishing Reel Oil is a special blend of oil and additives, specifically designed to lubricate all moving parts in freshwater and saltwater fishing reels, and rust corrosion protection even under the most adverse conditions. The new one-drop applications allow you to put just the right amount of lubricant into hard-to-reach areas. Increase your reel performance with Lucas Oil High Performance products. Available at Cabela's.
Hi, I'm Billy Gerke, and whether you're taking your son or daughter on his or her first outdoor adventure or enjoying some time for yourself outdoors, the team at Foreverlast wants you to know we strive to make only the best products, and it is our promise to you to continue to bring new ideas and improve others to keep you at the forefront of your pursuit. Family, friends, and the great outdoors, it's who we are. Foreverlast.
Like what you see on Americana Outdoors? Check out AmericanaOutdoors.com for the latest outdoor news. You can view all of our recent episodes and get all the info about our outdoor expeditions. Check it out at AmericanaOutdoors.com.
The Arctic Ice Tundra Series, capable of keeping your food frozen all day long. The Tundra Series is a portable, safe, and reusable alternative ideally suited to replace dry ice. Keep your food as frozen as the Tundra with the Tundra Series from Arctic Ice.
Engineered to excel, the Ranger Z500 and Z100 series are packed with advantages and exclusive features. Coupled with Evinrude E-Tech's power, performance, and 300 hours with no dealer schedule maintenance, the accelerated standards of the Ranger Z series are driven to dominate. From first light to last cast, they're put together to set you apart. Experience more with Evinrude E-Tech.
Fishing and Hunting Texas is brought to you in part by Arctic Ice. Preserve an Arctic refuge in your cooler. AmericanaOutdoors.com, your website for fishing and hunting news. And by Lucas Oil Marine Products, made in America, sold to the world. Welcome back to Fishing and Hunting Texas with host Clark Wendlandt. Clark has spent several days covering tons of acres with his guide Will Cooper in a run-and-gun hunt that lasted 4 days and ended with a great turkey.
After putting in all that hard work after that one bird, knowing that Clark put a great shot on it and he was able to bag that turkey and take that turkey home, it's a feeling that me as a hunter and a caller, it makes you want to keep doing it year after year.
Now, before Clark gets out in the field on his own, let's sit down with Will and go over the kinds of calls he used.
So hey Will, we've been talking turkey calls this whole time. I'm a novice, I don't really know what I'm doing. Let's just go through some of these calls with these, we got a box call, we got a slate, we also got a mouth call here. Give me kind of what you're thinking when you sit down and call.
When I first sit down and I hear a bird gobble a long ways away, I like to sit down, get against a tree, and I'll grab my box call.
Okay, and so what I've learned about, box call is the easiest call to use. I can even call with it. So I just, now I've learned that a little bit back in camp, but just listening to you call, I've just learned, okay, that's the cadence I want. Show me what the slate does.
Slate, you can do some different calls with.
Okay.
You can do the simple yelp.
And on that slate, you're just making a little circle with that thing, just to kind of keep it from being a continuous noise.
Exactly. A lot of guys will make circles. Some guys will just do a straight line.
Give me some of the other calls. Purr.
We got the purr.
And then you mix in a cluck with that.
Right, so I'll just take a simple cluck and I'll just.
So basically, you're just kind of varying it up. And doesn't it just depend on what that bird wants? I mean, we've hunted long enough now, I kind of understand, hey, sometimes you're gonna box call him, with a simple yelp. Sometimes you're gonna go and you're gonna get a lot more intricate.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's trial and error with these birds. I mean, you're gonna yelp, you're gonna see whether or not that bird's gonna gobble back at you. Sometimes you might have to switch up from your slate to your box call just to see which one they prefer more and which one they're gonna gobble more at.
Now, one thing I've noticed is a lot of times when that bird starts getting really close, because we had a lot of encounters, we just didn't kill a lot of birds, but they would be behind something or whatever, you get a lot quieter a lot of the time. And either your sounds you're making are really, really quiet, or sometimes you just kind of be quiet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes it's just when that bird starts getting close, you don't want to be as loud as you were when he was 100, 200 yards away.
Right.
Because that bird has already pinpointed you. He knows where that hen is. And if you get too loud when he gets too close, that hunt may be busted.
Pretty awesome. I mean, there's just nothing like calling game to you. I mean, it doesn't happen very often. You got duck calling, you do it in. You can do it in whitetail hunting with some rattling, but not very often, maybe grunting. Turkey hunting, I mean, the way we're doing it, that's the only way we got a chance to get them to come to us, is to make some noise.
Exactly, and it's sure is addicting.
That's pretty fun. That's pretty fun.
Now that Clark has learned everything he can about turkey hunting, he's heading to Cabela's to pick up some essential gear.
Hey, we just left Wade's, and all I could think about is driving from Wade's straight to Cabela's. Here I am. I'm fixing to walk down the aisles and find some of this turkey stuff that I either borrowed or I saw Will use, I saw Wade use. I kind of get the idea of what I need to outfit myself to actually be able to call turkey. I think that's the one. To me, that just sounds good. And that's really important in calling. It just needs to sound good. It seems to me the more that I have, the merrier. So I'm gonna get myself a couple calls, 2 or 3 strikers, diaphragm calls. I'm just gonna try it all. And that way I can really figure out what really sounds the best. And, you know, I've heard a lot of turkey. I heard Will calling. I kind of know what sounds really good. Now I'm gonna go try to emulate it.
Back out in the field, Clark feels prepared for his first solo turkey hunt.
So I'm a little bit obsessive compulsive, but I tell you what, we went to Wade's last week, we shot a bird, spent about 40 hours in the field, had all these encounters, but I had to go get all the gear. So here I am, go by Cabela's. I got me a turkey vest, got all my calls in it. I can sit there and I'll tell you what, I've practiced a bunch. I can make the box call pretty well. I've got slates. I don't just have one slate, I got several slates. But I've gotten to where I can actually make some noise with it that sounds pretty good. I've actually got a gobble also. The cool thing about this vest is that the vest actually is a kickstand in the back, and so I can actually lean back against any piece of bush. It doesn't have to just be a tree. I'm hooked. First thing I want to do is call one up, see if we can get a couple more birds.
When Fishing and Hunting Texas returns, Clark heads out to try and call in a turkey of his own.
Call me a fool for searching. Nessie doesn't want to be found. But I've got the new Garmin combo with the clearest scanning sonar images on the water. I can see Nessie's home and all the wee fish in crisp detail. I mean, look at it, look. It's her. You are real! You do exist!
It's up to us, anglers, boaters, and other outdoor enthusiasts to take necessary steps to protect our lakes and rivers from non-native, harmful aquatic plants and animals. Visit Cabela's.com and learn more about the steps that you can take to help stop aquatic hitchhikers.
When you pack your cooler for a barbecue or even a tailgate party, be sure to pack it with Chillin' Brew, powered by Arctic Ice. Chillin' Brew in a cooler can keep beer at the perfect drinking temperature longer than ice. Grab some brews and Chillin' Brew today.
At Amphibia, we've resolved to build a product that nobody else offers, using methods that nobody else is using, optimized for life on water and land. The choice of top bass fishing pros. Amphibia frames are designed to fit comfortably no matter how your face is shaped, to stay firmly in place through your most physical activities, and to float in water. Amphibia sunglasses are truly designed for life on the water.
First by land, and now by sea. For years, Lucas Oil has been a staple in high-performance vehicles on both the road and track. Now, from the makers of Lucas Oil comes Lucas Marine Products, specifically engineered for marine applications. Protect and lubricate your marine inboard, outboard, or high-performance boat with Lucas Marine Engine Oil or Lucas Synthetic-Based Oil. Lucas Oil Marine Products, available at Cabela's.
Since 1976, Delta Ag has been an industry leader in plant health and nutrition. With our innovative concept and chemistry, Delta Ag produces healthier crops and improves yields. We formulate biostimulants and micronutrients designed to improve fertilizer efficiency and increase crop response to nutrients. Make your fertilizer go further with reliable products that work. Grow healthier crops from the ground up with versatile low-rate products. Delta Ag, improving plant performance. Welcome back to Fishing and Hunting Texas with host Clark Wendlandt. Clark's trying to call in a turkey on his own, using his new skills and tools. His lease mate Shane is along for the ride, and so far Clark's been very successful at calling in some great birds, but he's having difficulty closing the deal with his bow.
I mean, I'd had a great season with Cabela's regulator on deer hunting, and I figured I killed a turkey last year about 40 yards that wasn't on camera. I thought, I can kill a bird, with a bow. What I was thinking is if I can get behind a big tree, some kind of object, I hung up some camouflage down. If I can do that, and I can draw, and then when he comes out to the side, I shoot him. First bird that comes in is hot. It gets behind the tree. I can't see the bird anymore. I draw. Well, when you look in the bird footage, you can see a tree, a bush kind of behind. That turkey sees the bush going like this as I'm drawing. you know, one of those things. But I mean, one of the most awesome birds I've ever seen come in, absolutely puffed up. It was absolutely cool, and I couldn't get it done. Well, at that point, I'm thinking, heck, I'm trying to figure out how to call a turkey. I mean, I want to be able to kill one of these birds. Maybe I ought to just switch to a shotgun. I'll kill one with a Cabela's regulator next year. We've already had 3 times come by. Couldn't get it done, but we got more coming. Heard them gobble, they're coming this way. Yeah, that's another one way back there. It's ridiculous how many damn turkey there are. They're running this way. This morning we get set up on a place that, you know, we just knew that it was kind of a strut zone. We'd seen turkey work, and you know, all we're doing is just paying attention. What I say in fishing all the time, just pay attention to where the birds work. That's where you want to hunt. And those birds come on a string. I mean, flat, straight to us. We had 2 come first, get like 55, 60 yards. Maybe you could have killed them, but they just wouldn't come any closer. They ended up turning. There were some hens that were off to our right, and they ended up going to those hens. You know, no big deal. All of a sudden, here comes 3 more. They got in there about 45 yards. They got on a berm, they saw the decoy. They didn't seem to want to come any closer, but 2 of them are totally puffed out, and they're starting to strut. You know, I was a little nervous about that shot, but you know, I've hunted a long time and I knew I could kill that bird, and all of a sudden I just kind of sensed that they're getting a little bit nervous. The birds, you know, start basically walking to the right. I mean, they were still puffed up, but Scott started just barely following them, and boom, I shot. That was awesome. Oh my God. I mean, they gobbled a couple of times. I mean, that was truly awesome. I mean, the sun was on them. There was 2 of them that were fanned, 1 of them that wasn't. Ooh, that was incredible right there. Man, what a hunt right here. I mean, turkey hunting, moving, running and gunning, going to wherever you got to go. There's just absolutely nothing like it. And I mean, I'm hooked forever. I've never had much of an opportunity to do it. Will showed me how to call this year. I got to see Wade, you know, his place and how he hunts and how he moves around. And now I'm totally hooked.
Remember to find us online at fishandhuntingtexas.com, where you can watch full episodes of our shows and find out Clark's tips and thoughts on today's show by reading his blog. There's also a link to our Facebook page, where you'll be up to date on where Clark is and what he's up to out in the Texas outdoors. See you next week.